thank you to the League of Women Voters and also the Chamber for inviting me and all the people here this evening to at least let me talk about my re-election bid for School Board of Aberdeen, South Dakota, my public schools here. I am Brad Olson. I've lived in the community for about 20 years now. I actually grew up here, attended the public school systems, graduated from Aberdeen Central, and shortly thereafter went to Presentation College and became a nurse. I went to Northern State University, got a bachelor's degree in business administration, went to the University of South Dakota, and got a master's in business administration, and eventually got a master's in hospital administration from the University of Minnesota. My whole career has been spent in healthcare. Most recently, I used to manage the practice for Dr. Worth. I worked in Larson, the general surgeons here in Aberdeen, South Dakota, until I recently retired in June of this year. I still do occasional work as a nurse, mostly in Marshall County and Britain, South Dakota, but I've really enjoyed my time back in Aberdeen since we moved back 20 years ago. I remember the first time when I moved back, I was with my realtor, Sarah Bastian, and I had told her that I had served in the city council of Yankton as mayor prior to leaving there. And she said, well, you know what you need to do is you need to run for school board here in Aberdeen. I said, well, I don't know, I'll go to a couple meetings and see how that goes. And I did, and I really felt like I was a candidate that could perhaps improve the school district and offer some new ideas and thoughts at that time. So I ran for election and was lucky enough to be elected for my first term 18 years ago, so I have served for 18 years. I remember my first school board meeting. I walked in, and Tom Janish was the finance officer at that time, and he presented the budget, and he talked to the board, and he said, here's the budget. We have a $2 million deficit. We have $4 million in reserves, which meant we had 2 years to stay open, essentially. So I said, Tom, is that the way we always do budgeting around here? If that's the case, I don't think it's a very good way to go. Obviously, over the 18 years, we've had lots of changes, and I'm not going to talk about everything that we've done here as far as the school district, but we've made some good choices, I believe, over the years, and I think we've had some difficult situations. We've actually had to go through staff reductions when we just didn't have the finances to support everybody in our school district. I wanted to talk just briefly about some of the goals. So I may go back. My wife is also retired. She was a medical librarian here for years, and I also have two children who are products of the Aberdeen school system. One is a physician here in town, and my other is a doctor of pharmacology. So they, I think, got a great education here, and they've done well in their careers. I just want to talk briefly about what I consider the goals of the district, which we have set forth. And as a board member, I tend not to do the operations. I leave that to Dr. Guffin and her staff, and I think that's my job as a board member. Set policy and direction and provide input when she asks for it. But we hire her as the CEO of the district to basically be that person to direct it. Some of the goals and the way I think that we need to address those, first I'll talk about 6 of them that I feel are very important. The first is academic, and I think what we try to do as a school district, and what I've tried to do, is provide the best academic environment I can for all of our students, parents, and anybody that is part of our school district. The one thing that I've really focused on, or I'd like to see improved in that area specifically, is our ACT scores. And one of the things that I think we need to look at doing is something similar that they do for med school and law school. They have preparatory courses that individuals can attend in preparation for taking like the MCAT test for med school. It's called Kaplan course, and there's other ones too. But I think we need to provide to our students, regardless of their ability to pay, and maybe we can use the school foundation for that, the opportunity to attend a prep class for, say, ACT test, so that we can get those kids the best score possible as they move on into their college life. So one of the things I'd like to see done as far as academics. Second goal, provide a safe and supporting learning environment for all students and staff. And obviously all you have to do is turn on the TV about once a month and you see the shootings and those types of things that are going on through our country. And frankly, I don't think we can do enough to provide a safe environment for our students, teachers, and staff of the district itself. Other items that need addressing there are the social media issues, the sexting and all of those types of things. We're usually the last to kind of hear about those as a board member because our staff is always dealing with them on a daily basis. But I think whatever we can do to enhance the family unit in this community, we need to try to do that. Bullying was already mentioned. That's been in existence since I was a small child. And then anything we can do as far as safety of the buildings themselves. We do lock our buildings. We've improved the locks, the badges, those types of things for all of our facilities. And we've actually budgeted to hire a third school resource officer starting in the fall of 2018. So we will have a resource officer at the high school and at both middle schools full-time. Third goal, provide equitable access to current and developing technologies. That's just a given. I think in this day and age, if we can't provide technology for our students, it's going to put them behind the curve as far as succeeding as they go down the road. Just a couple things that we're doing. We have an iPad initiative to provide iPads for all of the students in the elementary schools, and we're moving that forward. And then we're also constantly evaluating the curriculum at the ATEC Academy, because not everybody's going to go to college. Some are going to go to tech schools. And we recently added an A course, which we had more students than we knew what to do with. So we're constantly evaluating those opportunities also for our students out there. Ensure a positive climate culture that promotes collegiality among and between staff, parents, and students. And I think that mostly focuses on recruitment and retention of staff. It was mentioned earlier that we've moved up to 48th as far as teacher pay in the country. But the reality is that's only $200 on an annual basis more than 51. So it's just not a lot of money there. And I've really fought as much as I can to provide teachers with the best pay possible and also benefits for recruitment purposes. But when you get modest increases, this year it's 1% plus 0.7, I believe, one-time money, it's difficult and it just doesn't go that far. Promote active partnerships with the community. I'm an active member of the school's foundation where we are out trying to generate funding for activities that we just can't handle as a school district. Providing scholarships for our students wherever possible. Then dual credit opportunities for the students where they can actually take college course credits while they're still in the high school. Just a couple things that we've tried to accomplish there. And lastly, and probably most important, has been fiscal responsibility, and I think that is one of the challenges and hopefully one of the strengths that I've offered to the school board over the 18 years. I've always said that I will never support an opt-out. We've never had an election for 18 years on an opt-out, and I don't think we ever will as far as when I'm on the board. I think it would fail, probably 90 to 10. And I think we just need to learn to live within our means as much as possible. Obviously, it was mentioned we need to continue to lobby our state legislators, governor, whoever we can, to say we just need more funding for our teachers to try to recruit, retain the most qualified individuals possible for the students. That's not for me, it's for the kids of this community. And I just want to give them the best opportunity we can to get forward into the world out there. I think the best thing that shows the quality of the students we have is if you ever look at the board television, they always show the board meetings. The best part of it, and I've always said that, is the good news report. We get students up there, and it's amazing to me over the 18 years what these children have achieved. It's just absolutely incredible. And every time I hear it, I'm just astounded at how great they are, and I wish them the best into the future. With that, I'll close. Be glad to meet into small discussions and answer any questions. Sincerely, I've enjoyed doing what I've done for the last 18 years. I'd like to do it for 3 more. If I could ask for your vote, I'd certainly appreciate that. Thank you very much.